Yeah, what a whirlwind. As I think Nick said, I've known him for a long, long time. He came to camp. I've known him as a little kid, but he's been built for this since then. I think he shot 59 at Highland Park when he was 11 or 12 years old. So I'm not shocked by anything that's happened, but it is amazing how quickly things can change in life, especially golf life. I mean, he didn't say this. He's already turned down 2 professional events to play with his team. As a coach, you build teams, you try to do the things the right way, and when your players do things, they make you look good. But I just think that's a credit to him and his team. And so it's been an honor to watch him play in all of those things. I haven't missed any of it, which has been amazing. And I got to walk with him all 18 holes when he shot 60 last week, and 59 has never been done in the history of college golf. And I thought we had it. When I say we, that's wrong. I thought he had it, which was an amazing 18 holes of walk. So out of all the things, his wins and all of that, that probably was my special moment, was just to walk with him and watch how he handled that. He's built for greatness. This is just the beginning. Y'all are going to see he's just a 19-year-old kid, and that's what we want him to be. I think he said that because there is a lot coming, the wave of pressure and the wave of you need to and all that kind of stuff, but he handles that very well. So it's fun to be with him. It's fun to hear him, and he is the main reason why, he is one of the main reasons, besides our leadership, why we have a chance to be a championship team this year.
Questions for Coach? Start with Matey here in the middle.
Yeah, Coach, just what's it like seeing or having teammates for Nick like Kenyon Claycomb or Thomas Ponder that are so supportive and just speak to the program and the culture that you've been able to build here?
Well, when I got a text from the guys at about 3:15 in Atlanta, I was already out there, and we're coming, made me cry. You do this for a long time, and golf's it's an individual sport, and it always has been. You're trying to individually get each player better. But in the end, it's really the only time they play team golf. And it's why the Ryder Cup and Walker Cup and things like that are so fun to watch, because they really are team. People identify with teams. And so when they sent that text, it just, we're building. We've won championships here before, and they've all been built by the inside out. And that was an inside out moment to me when the team becomes as big as the individual. And so I'm very thankful for that. I think it really helped Nick in a time to help him win, but also just his appreciation of where he's at. Like I said, sometimes you can feel like you're on an island, and it's really nice when you find out you're not. And so it was a special moment. It'll be something in Alabama golf for me for the rest of my career.
Go to the left side, Katie.
Nick said something about when he was 7 or 8. You talked about him being at camp, and then when he shot a 59. When did he kind of first become on your radar? And then as an instant kid, when did you kind of realize, like, we have to have him? He's a special talent.
Then, no, he came to camp. He was a foot taller than everybody else at 12 years old. It's funny. Gordon and him were at camp together. Gordon plays for Vanderbilt, who's the #1 ranked player in the world. And he's a year older, and Gordon was a foot shorter. I think the lore, you keep hearing stories. As a coach, there's an 11-year-old kid in Birmingham doing silly things, and Nick, you saw him. He's an athlete. He could have been a baseball player, could have been a football player, or anything he chose to do. In the end, I'm glad he chose golf. But I kept hearing stories about this kid, and then I think he was 11 or 12 when he shot 59. And I don't care where you are, what tee you're playing, you shoot 59, you shoot 59. And he was a 12-year-old kid, and Highland Park's a special place anyway. It made me go, we probably ought to just keep watching this kid, even though he'd been at camp. So, yeah. So,
Follow up from Matey here in the middle.
yeah.
Yeah, Nick has sort of built this reputation as a grinder. If you could just speak to the work ethic that you've been able to see from him day in and day out.
I think that's my favorite thing of Nick. He's built for this. It's not, God's gifted him. He has an incredible talent and all that. But, there are things that he does things since he's a little kid. He has the winner mentality. He doesn't want anybody to beat him, and he realizes the only way you do that, there's just something innate to people who are built like that. I mean, the workout routine he does on his own on the track. It's almost impossible to complete, and his goal is to complete it before now and the end of the year, and just things like that. Because when it gets hard, I think great athletes find a way to create things in practice and what they do. I mean, I've gotten video. I go back and look, and our video machine at 11 o'clock at night. There's him hitting balls on the video. I go back through, and he snuck out to the plate and hit balls at a video machine at 11 o'clock at night. And so he wants to be great. But he also realizes the only way you do that is to work. And majority of the time, the work is always hidden. Nobody knows what a young guy or an athlete goes through to become great. And he's willing to do all those things. And so watching him do that, I mean, I'm his biggest fan. He inspires me. I think coaches are to inspire athletes sometimes, but sometimes athletes inspire coaches. And we talked about when the guys came out, that inspired me. And then how he works quietly for goals. I mean, like I said, this is just the beginning. He's not satisfied. He wants to be great. And the only way you get to be great is to do the little things he's doing.
All the way back here.
Coach, you were there when Jordan and Spieth, and JT and Spieth, rather, were sort of a rivalry. Do you think that Gordon brings out the best in Nick? You saw it in the USAM, you saw it in the match play a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely. I think it goes both ways. I think it's a two-way street there. After the match, I just told him, I went and I said, I thought he did an incredible sportsmanship thing that nobody knows about. He looked for Gordon. Gordon had left. Nobody likes to lose, but he found his mother. And, as I've told him, I said, y'all are going to be intertwined the rest of your lives in this game. I mean, both of y'all are destined for greatness. And, yes, I think you're going to see, Nick, Gordon, Nick. And, with Nick beating him, I told him, I said, he's getting better because you beat him. And so, I do know how to push his button a little bit to work a little bit. But I think for the next 20 years, we're going to see, some – because they do things with a golf ball that only a few people in the world do now. The speed that Gordon hits the ball, the mentality. I don't think it's. I don't want to shy away from it. I think Nick has a lot of what Tiger has. Not maybe not from the physicality part, but from the here and here. And so between those two, I think they're going to have an incredible career. And I look forward to. I've been a big Gordon Sargent fan for a long time. I know his family, and so I look forward to seeing because I think it's great for golf.
We've got time for a couple more. Let's start with Emily here in the back.
Coach, you've been around the game of golf for a very long time. When you have a team like this and players like Nick, how do they help you fall in love with the game of golf season after season?
That's a great question. And if I cry here, I'm old and I cry sometimes. But been here for 22 years. It's my 32nd year as a head coach. And each year you wake up and you do and you get ready to go. And and the person who meant the most to me in my in my life, in my golf, with my father, and he passed away 2 years ago. He was an incredible man in golf and all, and it takes you down. You grieve and you go through some things, and I probably had some grieving moments. And at the USAM, and the reason you asked the question, and I'm going to answer it the way it's true is, I was starting to heal a little bit this summer, a little bit. The grind of recruiting, the grind of trying to be great, the grind of doing and continue. And grieving don't match actually. And when those boys sent that video, and then when Nick won, I brought him over quietly in a little corner, and I just hugged him and I said, "Thank you." And I said, "The reason I want to thank you is you made me fall in love with what I do again." And so that's why they're special. I hope they get a chance to do some great things because I want them to experience that. But the one thing they've given me that a trophy or a championship never will be is a little bit kick in the heart of going, man, I get a chance to help young people do what they do. And sometimes we forget that. And this team has reminded me how really privileged and cool that really is.
Jump on the right, Kirk.
I don't want to misstate this, but it seems to me I remember that you had an opportunity to have an NCAA regional last year, and the course wasn't up to it, something like that. Did you go to the back of the line on that, or is there a chance of getting an NCAA regional back?
No, we're at the back of the line on that, and we've refocused on our new facility, all our energy on that, which we're really excited. We're about a year away from that. That'll be by the start of next golf season, and it's going to be something that's not in college golf or in it's the best practice facility in the world. It's going to be amazing. And so after we get done with that, and if we'll revisit that because it was fun to host in 16. And unfortunately, things just didn't work out from a core setup situation, and I just didn't think the regionals needed to see that way. So hopefully down the road we can. Old Colony's been a good partner for a long time, and hopefully, after we get through and we move through, maybe it's something we can revisit for sure, because it's fun to bring college golf to Tuscaloosa. It's a cool thing.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you. We're good.
Thank y'all. Is Coach not here yet? I want to make him wait. That would be awesome.
We have 10 minutes.
Roll Tide. Thank you.